Hello everyone, I'm Jesus and welcome to the next episode of the Road to Old School MTG. So here I have one package for April 2024. I believe this is the second package, or at least second set of packages I got for April 2024. This one is definitely bittersweet. The cards are perfectly fine. I have three cards in the $30 to $40, $50 range that I needed for my upcoming Hydra Tilt Monaco Gentleman's deck. So I'm going to go over my deck list for that and of course open this up. I also have one more package coming in, but it's a cheap package, so I'm just going to display what's coming in so that I don't have to make a separate video just for that. But I was in a car accident yesterday, literally last night. I'm on my way back from my play group coming from Friday Night Magic. So it's a bit of a bummer. I'm physically on fire, but it's, it's definitely a big annoyance now having to deal with insurance. And I got hit on the side. The guy just drove off. So at least I got a little something to cheer me up. All right. So first I'm going to go over the orders that I got, which is one of these, is this one, of course. And then the other one that's coming in. I'm going to go over my deck for the 100 Till tournament. And I'll talk about the tournament as well in general. And then open up the package here. Okay. So first of all, let me go into the order. All right, so here, this one here, I have one copy artifact revised, heavy plate, and two mana vaults revised, heavy plate. So 40, they're all like $40 basically. And heavy plate, right? So if I got in better condition, it would definitely have hurt the old wallet, especially now that let's see what expenses I incur from this car accident. So I'm glad I went this way. All right, so that's coming. That's this here. So they're all heavy plate. As we open it up, let's see the condition. But 3 cards here. Hopefully, I get the 3 cards because in my previous video, one of the sellers missed a City of Brass, and when I emailed about that, they immediately returned the money. So no problems. It's more like just annoyance, right? And I still don't have that City of Brass. All right, and then this is coming up in the mail still. 4 Vodalian Illusionists. This is for Mirage block. And I have a deck for that that I've been creating. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played Mirage block in a few months. And because that's entirely online, and honestly, I haven't played online games in almost as long as that as well, right? Because I'm getting my fix from going to Time Warp. And of course, life is busy, so it's nice having just where I can schedule my Time Warp time in my schedule, my weekly schedule, and then okay, that's a little time for me. Online things is kind of like it pops in and out, right? Because there's different tournaments at different times, and then when you have to contact each opponent, there might be different parts of the country, of the world. So it's hectic and it's a bother, right? So that's why I haven't dealt with that anymore. But I do miss it, especially for the formats I don't get to play, right? So this, I get my fix from Time Warp group and just the Sisters of the Flame group. But for Alice, for Mirage Block, that's definitely something I have to seek elsewhere via online play. All right, but over here, all right, so those illusionists are coming in, but that's just literally 4 of them for $1. So I'm not going to take the bother to open that up and record it, right? So this is what's coming up here. And the point of these cards is for this deck over here. So I'm creating a new deck. This is a robots deck. So definitely my own take on it. And I've been playing this for 2 weeks in the Time Warp group. I'll try to get some more reps in and some more maybe webcam games. Strictly because so I don't have to bother to meet people in person. Not because there's no. It's hard, right? We have that scheduled in, but I already need to have the deck settled by Friday, basically, of next week. All right, so robot stack, basically, these are the creatures: 4 Juggernauts, 4 Suchis, 3 Triskelions. a lot of artifact ramp, your usual stuff. So this is for the Hydra Tilt tournament in Connecticut, I believe. And it's so it's gonna happen on the 27th, in 1 week from now. It's Monaco Gentleman's Atlantic. So Gentleman's Atlantic means no Library of Alexandria, no Mind Twist, but Monaco in addition means also no Ancestral Recall, which to me makes sense. We're banning Mind Twist and Loa because they are not just overpowered, right? But it's just they kind of win the game on their own most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, and it just makes the games lopsided without much scale, right? You just get the card and then you play and that's it, and then you're winning all of a sudden. But I always thought Ancestral Recall fits the bill for what those cards do, right? So this one is that. In addition, they have errata for the Rock Hydra, since they're the Hydra group over there. And the Rock Hydra, you can have unlimited amount, kind of like Plague Rats. And the errata is that you can pay only 1 red to add a new head to it, right? So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, or at least a fair amount of Rock Hydras going on, right? But that's what I'm up against. So here, we have copy artifacts, the Abyss. So I've been recommended, or just been given the idea of adding ATOGs and Sages of Latinum, which I totally neglected initially. But the reason why I totally neglected is because I always had it in my mind to add the Abyss, right? So first of all, there are no proxies here, at least not after this package comes in, right? Because this is a tournament, from another group. In Time Warp, we allow proxies, but honestly, that's the exception to the rule. Most tournaments are not proxy friendly. So I needed to get these cards to make my deck compliant with that rule. And another reason why I went this way is because I didn't have to invest too much additional income. I already have most of these cards, and that's not to say I couldn't have added a bit more, right? So Volcanic Islands I definitely would have been nice to have because I have a decent red component, just 2 fireballs in the main, but I got some earthquakes and some bad blood moons on the side, right? So other than the City of Brasses and the Mox Ruby, that's my only red sources, right? So definitely would have been nice to have a Volcanic Islands, but I don't, and I can't use proxies, so I have to make do with this. But that if I like this deck enough, I wouldn't put a playset of that here anyway. Probably 2 would be a good amount. So if I like this deck enough, I may make those moves. All right, but this is the deck, and it's going along pretty well, right? So it's I'm liking it, and I definitely like the X cards that I have because of course nice thing about ramp is I can ramp it to the creatures very very fast. I can easily get a turn to Suchi Juggernaut. I even got a turn to Triskelions pretty somewhat often. And then with the copy artifacts, I can either copy some of the ramp cards or most likely some of the creatures, and a lot of times I can do them in the same turn. If I have 6 mana available, turn 2, turn 3, I cast the Juggernaut and I then copy artifact it. So now I have 2 Juggernauts. And then the X spells, like I mentioned, so 2 fireballs, the Brain Geyser over here. I think those are the only X spells, at least in the main. So I really like this. The fireballs are nice because it's good early game if maybe I'm playing against Weenie decks and then I have to like just wipe the board a bit before the Abyss can then take over. Of course, Brain Geysers speaks for themselves. But yeah, with the ramp, I can get the creatures out very fast. But after a while, then there's no benefit to me having the ramp anymore later in the game. So some recent additions is actually the 2 James Day tomes here, which has been a nice change for me. Basically, I had originally 4 Fire Wars and 4 Mana Vaults. So I took a Fire War and a Mana Vault to fit in these 2 tomes. And the speed is still pretty good. the ramp is still pretty good, but those tomes are definitely big, very helpful, right? So first of all, excellent with suchis. If I don't have a factory and my suchi dies, I take that hit in mana burn. But now with a tome, my suchi dies, and then I can use that mana immediately for a draw. So that's been nice. I've done that once or twice already. And of course, just with the ramp that I get, and then I may stall out in the middle of the game. So now I can use that mana to draw a card one at a time, maybe, but still, that's the deck uses tomes all the time to establish that gradual control of the game, right? So same thing with me. And then of course, even better is if I use that big mana, I can easily have over 10 mana very easily, very quickly. And then I get some damage in, I can very easily finish it off with a fireball, or if I have a Brain Geyser in hand, I know I gotta play out all my ramp, play out my creatures, so I can Brain Geyser for 7, maybe even more, right? So, and then Demonic Tutor is nice. I can search for either Brain Geyser, that's been a good, since of course there's no ancestry, right? So like tutor targets tend to be, of course, maybe a creature, but most likely the Brain Geyser above everything else. The Abyss also, depending on the situation, and of course, maybe I can win the game right away and then just fireball. Sideboard, that's the big change. So Blood Moons, I'm definitely not sure about these. That'll change. So remember I said I had no red? With that, I would have too much red. And then I only have 5 islands. And of course, the Moxes to produce colored mana, but I'm kind of pushing it. So this is, so far, it's speculative. I'm not sure if it actually works. I tried it one time, and I think I put it in, but I didn't actually play it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still not sure about this. So the sideboard, yeah, here's actually 12, but in reality, I also did 3 Ivory Towers. I've added also Blue Elemental. Actually, yeah, over here it is the Blue Elemental Blast, the Red Elemental Blast. I've also been thinking about. For Red Elemental Blast to counterspell Energy Flux, right? Because I personally put Energy Flux against this deck or against shops, anything that's artifact heavy. So I need to either counter it as it's being cast, or I gotta destroy it once it's in play. I can definitely work around it to a degree, but if I prefer not to. All right, and then this one is which one is this one? Oh, Shatterstorm. Yeah, someone casts a Shatterstorm. That's a big issue for me. So and of course there's other red things that red spells. Maybe even I might, if I have no islands in play and then my opponent casts Blood Moon, that would be trouble for me, right? So there's definitely a lot of targets for red and blue elemental blast. So that's over 15 though, right? So because like I said, I'm mixing and matching on the sideboard. Okay. And then there's a couple card spells, 2 card spells in the managing. So this is the deck right now. I have most of the cards. I don't have Volcan. This is a real copy artifact, but I've been putting, these are the proxies I've been putting in while I was playtesting. So 2 Mana Vault and a copy artifact over here. Everything else is a real card here. My Italian The Abysses. Although now they've gone so low that in English heavy plate is the same as the Italian one I bought from Whip, and I bought 2 damaged ones, imagine. All right, so yeah, I really like the deck. So this is definitely going to be my next thing that I try to maximize and improve upon, because I really do like it. And then maybe in future editions, I might go that ATOG and Sage route. The thing I like about the Sages is, so if I go ATOG and Sage, then definitely the Abyss at the minimum it goes in the sideboard. Most likely I might not even put them at all. But if I add ATOGs and Sages, or either or, especially the yeah, both of them sacrifice. So I can, if I still have red for direct damage, I can purposely sacrifice my Suchis to get that mana, which I then fireball with. So it just makes my fireball stronger. So it's kind of like a just I guess you can call it a combo, right? So just something that can hopefully win me the game in one shot. But I need an outlet for sacrifice, which I don't have, and any other cards just don't fit the deck, right? Keeping in mind, I want to keep the abysses, right? I like this version with the abysses, but that is definitely something for the future, at least to consider. All right, so let's get here. So 2 mana bolts and 1 copy artifact. So in a bubble mailer right here. The cards came pretty quickly. Well, a week, maybe a little bit less than a week. So I definitely am thankful for that, because I didn't want to be stressing over that. So they put a top loader as additional reinforcement, but it comes within this cardboard pocket protector, which is pretty good as well. So yeah, the order's over $100, right? Not a lot, but it's not $1 either. All right, that's looking nice. 2 mana vaults and 1 copy artifact. These are heavy played. The front look moderate play to me, maybe. Well, I guess, but honestly, this is the nice side of heavy play. Okay, this is the back is where you can see more of the. Oh yeah, so here you can see a crease there, right? Across. So, ooh, definitely you can see it more on the. Right, so yes. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, a little bit. It's there though. So here, this is just an old card, worn out. Front looks decent. The front on all of these look decent. Definitely moderate play to me, not heavy play. The heavy play comes from the back, or the fact that maybe they're just a little dirty. Yeah, this one, yeah, you can definitely see the play on this one. Nice, like pop marks and such. But the main thing I care about is the front. This one I think also had a little bit of a, yeah. You see how the light is not, this one here is a bit of an indentation there. But that's nitpicking, honestly. For the price, I'm perfectly fine, perfectly happy. All right, so then I'm going to take out the fake ones, the proxies, and I'm going to put in the same ones of the real one. There we go. So now my deck is fully compliant, assuming I don't have anything else before the tournaments, right? So like I said, I would like some volcanic islands, but I don't have any, and I don't want to ask to borrow. So now this brings me up to 3 each, 3 mana vaults and 3 copy artifacts, because I had 2 real copy artifacts and 1 real mana vault previously. So now I'm at 3 each. Originally, I was gonna get 4 of each, have 4 total, right? The full place, right? But I wanted to fit in those tomes. All right, so very happy that my deck is complete now. Let me see if there's any additional things I wanted to mention. I think that was it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get a bit more play testing, double check on things, especially on the sideboard side. I want to experiment with that. I just got an idea for adding Maze of Ith in the sideboard. Honestly, they could maybe even fit in the main, especially with the Abyss. But definitely I was playing against decks with Urnums, So Urnam's kind of wrecked me. Suchis and Triskelions are subpar compared to the Urnam. Only the Juggernaut, but then also if they're playing red along with the green, the Juggernauts are susceptible to lightning bolts, chain lightnings, right? So basically anything that's bigger than the 4/4, I got issues with. So I gotta find a way to either stall for time, or just play some kind of combat shenanigans, and Maze of Ifs accomplish that. And of course, I can also maze while the Abyss is out. I can be conservative, don't not attack, let the Abyss do its thing. So that's definitely something I'm going to consider heavily as well, right? Adding the Abysses adding a few Maze of Ifs to the sideboard. All right, so thank you guys for watching.